99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. And right here, we are joined by Alberta's finest. That's right. We got intense reality right here, live on the radio station airwaves. How are you guys doing this Thursday night, guys?
Fantastic.
Pretty wicked.
Just working away, having fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us. This is awesome.
Hey, man, you're most certainly welcome, guys. And Michael, it's great to actually have you back on the radio station. I do know we actually spoke, I believe, actually, you guys were actually one of the very first interviews I actually did with Punk World Radio FM way back in like January, February of 2023. So it's an honor to kind of have you back on with your current project and the band that you've actually been a part of the longest. So, and Colton, thank you as well for actually giving us your work break, man. I do know that's some sacred time, man. So thank you for actually.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all. It gives me an excuse. Oh no, go ahead.
I know you guys are busy individuals, so of course I'm going to dive right into this interview. But I got to take you back to the year 2009, where Michael and Taylor, you guys actually formed Intense Reality. I was wondering if you can actually tell us the behind the scenes story of this band, and of course what actually made you two guys decide to come together and of course form this band, because you guys have done some amazing things since the year 2009.
Yeah, thank you. You go ahead, you start.
Well, you know, we were in high school at the time and we were basically like in band together and stuff, and like I played guitar a few times, and then there was like grade 8 camp, like the whole class, the whole grade went to camp together. Basically one teacher brought a guitar. So I walk up on Michael playing the guitar, and I'm like, "Oh my god! Like I didn't know you could do that." And he's playing songs that he wrote himself. You know, at the time, I thought that was just like so next level. I was like, "How did you do that? I don't get it. Like that's crazy." So that kind of started it for me. I was like, "We could be in a band."
Yeah,
this guy knows how to write songs.
Yeah, it was Taylor's idea. He would bring in his guitar, and he would just rip like Van Halen riffs and stuff like that in like grade 7, grade 8. To our band class. So I knew how talented Taylor was from like the very, very beginning. So then at the same time, I feel like we always complimented each other really well, because if you want to give me that credit for the songwriting, it's like the technical ability that you have that I've always just been so impressed by. Taylor's like the best guitarist I've ever worked with, hands down.
I guess I just made your music more appealing to the masses. It's like, get this music in your ears, dude.
So we started off and we did a lot of things. Our hometown is Settler, Alberta, small town, central Alberta. And a couple other members that we played with in high school that kind of stuck around with us as long as they could. So the band was myself, Taylor, and 2 other guys named Aaron and Dustin for a number of years. We got like a first little album together maybe a year or 2 after we finished high school. And then kind of did another one a little bit later.
Goodness. This picture's right here. This is perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
Here's us in high school.
That's a picture of the original band. Yeah.
That's right.
On the drums and Aaron on the bass.
Yeah. So to make a long story short, both Dustin and Aaron had to quit over the years for different reasons. By about 2019, then it was pared down to just me and Taylor. Aaron was with us for a very long time, but he is working on a master's and now a PhD. So he is like high level science academic. So it was 2019 then that it was just the 2 of us left. We did our 3rd album, just the 2 of us. So are we still the same CD? That is him doing all the drums, me doing all the bass, sharing the guitar, sharing the vocals and songwriting and stuff. And then you met Colton in a music store in like late 2019.
Yeah. Recording Are We Still the Same was a massive undertaking. Like, that was a big album.
Mm-hmm.
Recording that was
absolutely. So it's the stubbornness, I would say, Brandon. Like the 2 of us refused to give up, even when we were kind of losing those original members. We just knew like what we had was strong, and we didn't want to let it go.
Yeah, like for me personally, I did it for the music, you know, just to keep it going. I was like, I'm not gonna let these just disappear. Like,
no,
we got to do this.
Because there's really something special that came out whenever him and I like focused in and wrote a song together. I don't know. There's just some kind of magic there that I've always felt.
Yeah.
So from age 14 all the way to 28, going on 29, Taylor and I have been this together. And then Colton joined us in 2019, and Colson joined us in 2020. And then we kind of built back up to a 4-piece in more recent years, and that's been great.
I gotta just keep it in the old days for 1 minute, because my goal in this interview is to actually unlock some hidden gems for you guys. But in 2012, you guys actually played many times at the venue called Old Max. Looking back on those very early days of Intense Reality, more about what it was like actually being on stage at that venue. And of course, you guys have any plans to actually go back and perform at your old stomping grounds if that place is indeed still standing today?
Yeah. So, Old Max is an abbreviation for Old McDonald's Resort. It's a campground that I worked at when I was a kid. So when I was 14, I got my first job there. I'd kind of walk over from my mom's house to work. And Gene and Kevin McDonald are the owners of that resort. And it's a campground on the lake, but they had a tent for music and performance and stuff like that. And basically my boss came over to our house at one point and we kind of played, and they were like, oh wow, these guys are like really good for, we were like 14, 15, maybe like 15, 16 by that point.
Yeah, we played Smells Like Teen Spirit for them in Summer '69.
Yeah, exactly. Summer '69 was the first song that Taylor and I heard together. Absolute classic for us. So basically my boss let us
classic at that.
every weekend at the big old white tent in Old McDonald's campground. So and they would pay us for doing it, and it was funny because I think it gave us the image of being kind of like a family band to start, which wasn't really true, but we were just kind of taking the opportunities that were available to us. But we'd be playing like Eruption and like You Really Got Me, or like some Blink cover or a Green Day cover, and then there'd be like little 5-year-olds dancing around in front of the stage. So
cool.
It was interesting. It wasn't until a little bit later, more like 2013, 2014, that we actually started playing proper venues. Like there's a small dive bar called Slumland in Red Deer that we played at a few times. We played at a couple places in Calgary, similar kind of crustier kind of punk vibe to begin with. But when we were Old Max is an old campground that I used to work at, and they were great to us. They were fantastic. They really helped kind of push us along, gave us opportunities to kind of get out there and show ourselves off. So
felt awesome to play
especially
there.
being a teenager as well, and you're getting paid for it. Like realistically, what teenager is gonna say no to actually getting paid to doing a concert, and you get to do what you love to do, man? I would have said yes in a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course. Opportunities like that, they were plentiful when we were like young and cute. Now that we're like older and not as cute, it's like a little bit harder, but
I'm still cute.
You're pretty cute, Taylor.
Hey man, at the end of the day, if the campground's still around, just go out and perform a show. You never know. You might be getting the moms dancing this time. You know what I mean?
Well, if we wanted to, it's a lot of country music fans out there, but nonetheless, I think if we really wanted to, they probably would let us go back and do something there, and it might be kind of cool for old time's sake.
Before we actually move off the older days, since obviously it's 2024. We're just in the first month, and this record dropped August 28th of 2014, which is a 6-track acoustic record titled Acoustic EP. I was wondering, looking back 10 years ago, exactly 1 decade, can you tell us a bit more about that acoustic EP? And of course, now that it is 10 years later, do you guys have plans to actually release another acoustic record this year in 2024?
Well, wow, you did your research.
We talked about doing some more acoustic stuff for sure.
Yeah, we kind of did last year. So we did a couple acoustic versions of some of our newer songs last year on like a little mini 3-track thing called Day Trip. It was kind of like a companion piece to Road Trip. But the original one, man, you and I just got together at your place and we did an acoustic version of a couple existing songs, Archenemy and Downward Spiral, and then I think I made up 2 songs and you made up 2 new songs, and they were just little acoustic ideas that we each had. Mine were 110 and Shine, and yours was Everybody Needs Some Love. And what was your other one?
I don't remember the other one, honestly. Couldn't tell you. There's another weird one that never became anything else. But
no, it was Carry On.
Oh yeah,
Carry On. Yeah, Carry On is a great little tune that I don't know. These things kind of get lost to the sands in time, Like we'll have that on Bandcamp forever for anyone that's interested. But we self-recorded it. We just used my little audio recorder, put the files together. We would get better at mixing the levels of stuff as time went on. I think we did a half decent job for the time.
Oh yeah, no, we're always getting better too. So
yeah, no, that's cool. Actually, Brandon, you reminded me of that. We haven't thought of that in a long time.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I always look at dates, man. My motto the internet, chances are I'm gonna find it. You know what I mean? And I love talking about the anniversaries, man, because some people tend to sometimes forget about projects, especially when they've done them 10 years ago and you have so much newer music. It tends to be like a relic of the past. But a 10th anniversary edition of that record would be absolutely phenomenal. Like I listened to it, and when you actually said that you actually guys actually recorded that on your mixer and did everything with that little device, I wouldn't have even thought about that there, guys. It's
Oh
definitely
my
an
gosh.
instant classic.
Thank you so much.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think that one might be getting a little overshadowed because going into 2024, we're thinking of it more as like the 15-year anniversary of the whole band. So what we're trying to do this year is kind of a bigger celebration of like the whole band's history. We are working on putting together a compilation album that is like select tracks from like our entire band's history all together. We just re-recorded some old songs in December. We just were in the studio re-recording some old songs of ours. Yeah, we're gonna put those new versions of 3 old songs and 1 new one out on a big compilation album later this year, and it's going to be a big 15 years kind of celebration of the band. So we've been thinking about it like bigger like that, but kind of it's funny what you forget about when you're thinking too big picture.
So obviously, if you guys just re-recorded these songs, that means the 2 new members that weren't there for the original aspect of these songs got the opportunity to actually kind of be a part of it and kind of be a part of more intense reality history. What was it like for you guys going back and learning these songs that you guys weren't originally a part of? Was it difficult for you guys to learn the parts, or did you guys just nail it with a snap of a finger?
Well, Colton, you go ahead on.
Well, I can speak for myself anyway. They had everything on Spotify, which made it super easy just to listen to in the car a million and one times. So going into rehearsals and stuff like that, over time it just became second nature. You learn certain things and whatnot, certain accents, certain chord progressions, what goes with what. I always try and add a little bit to it and whatnot, to just put a newer spin on things and whatnot. Like if it sounds decent enough and it serves the song, then all right, well, it's going to be more fun to play. And so far they are. I'm looking forward to all the newer stuff popping on the pipeline here at some point. Yeah, no, for me, it was just a blast. Like I hopped in there, I did my thing, and it was just fun. Honestly, it just turns into fun stuff, and I'm looking forward to it more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it was pretty natural for Colton. He just kind of like did what felt right, and it was what suited it for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever serves the song.
You're give the fun fact.
Yeah, so actually, all the bass playing on this new set of recordings was done by the old bass player, Aaron. We went into the studio right as I was finishing up paramedic school, so I wasn't able to learn the songs in time. But Aaron did a really great job. He's a phenomenal bass player. He added a lot of Aaronisms that I think were kind of lost on the original recordings. So I think it's really good that he was able to bring those to the new recordings.
Yeah, Aaron was with us properly from 2010, 2019. So he was with the band for 9 years before he had to quit. And it sucked that he had to quit. So we wanted to extend the olive branch to him. Like, hey, if you got time to come back and redo your old parts. And I guess it worked out because you weren't around anyway. So we kind of made it work. But nonetheless, it is the 4 of us that you see now that are going to be the ones going out and doing it live. So
obviously we learned how Colton joined the band. You guys met him at a music store, but how did we actually meet you? Like, how did Intense Reality actually meet you? Like, how did you actually become a part of the band after you got out of paramedic school?
So I joined in 2020.
2020, late
2020.
Yeah.
And it was just through like a Facebook page, and Taylor reached out to me, and it took a little bit to get us in the same room, but once we were there, it was like a glove, learning the first few songs. What do we start with? Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think we got it that night, so it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It was
missing the full sound.
It's pretty easy, honestly.
Like finally.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably for a few years, for probably about 5 years or so of the band, we had to kind of operate as a 3-piece, which isn't the best version of the band because a lot of the songs are based around Taylor and I both playing guitar together. So to have somebody else do the bass is just the best thing for our sound. And by around that time, both Taylor and Colton were really saying like, we need a separate bass player. We need a separate bass player. And I was like, yeah, totally. So it's interesting when, we've had the band for 10 plus years by this point, you really have to just accept like, okay, it's okay to get somebody new in, because Colton and Colson have both brought such like fresh energy and fresh perspectives to things.
Yeah, new ideas.
Yeah, which is great for us, right? To have some new energy, for sure, because I think it just helps put our ideas into perspective as well. So everything's complementing everything here, really.
Also, as well, guys, July 29th of 2023, you guys actually released a single titled Day Trip. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story and inspiration behind this phenomenal single. And of course, where can we actually snag ourselves a copy of it today, man? Because I got to say, this single was absolutely phenomenal. I do know when the single actually released, because I'm a fan of you guys. So obviously, I follow you. I remember clicking on the single, and there was like 2 other singles alongside it. And I was like, oh, that's a sweet surprise. That was gnarly.
Yeah. So Day Trip was it's one newer song and then 2 acoustic versions of songs off our last album, Road Trip. So Road Trip is our new like main most recent album. It's the one that I feel like it's our best work. And so kind of going into 2023, I felt like we wanted to keep doing things to keep promoting it, keep drawing attention to certain songs off of it. So Start Again and All We Are, we made some acoustic versions of them and just wanted to continue to highlight those songs. And then Light of My Life is the new one. That is a song that I wrote for my wife, Kaylee, for our wedding. And we played it at my wedding, which was also, it was July 29th, 2022. So it was the year anniversary of our wedding. And so then I had kind of this song that I wrote for her. It's a really sweet song. And I convinced these guys to actually like play it with me. And then I just liked it so much, I really wanted us to do a studio version. So we kind of tacked that one on there as well.
Yeah,
I want to express my congratulations as well, there, Michael. I remember seeing that on Facebook, and definitely congratulations on that, man. You guys are a perfect couple, man.
Oh, I appreciate that.
They really are.
What were you gonna say?
Something funny about the singles too, like doing the acoustic versions of the songs that were already on Road Trip.
Yeah.
Is that we sometimes in practice we were like, let's do the jazz version of this, where we would play it like slow and kind of differently, and then it was like that actually kind of sounded good, and then we ended up doing them acoustic.
Why does this work?
Yeah. Then they're like unique in their own way from the original, so it's a cool project.
Yeah.
Also, as well, September 23rd of 2023, you guys actually teamed up with Bitter Rivals to put on an independently organized show. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit more about this particular show. And of course, do you guys have any gigs currently booked for the year 2024? That way our listeners can slide on out to an intense reality gig and, just rock out with you guys.
Oh, well, yeah, that was a really fun time. We basically put together ourselves. So the Vinyl Den is a little small all ages venue in Red Deer that was great to us. And we definitely want to come back there and do more stuff there. But we basically organized it ourselves, designed the poster ourselves, found that other band, Bitter Rivals, to come play with us. They were nice enough to come and donate their time. And then it was a lot of like friends and family that came to it, but we had a really nice turnout. The difference between that and somewhere like the VAT or a venue with more rules or restrictions around it is we just set it up ourselves, played whatever we wanted for however long we wanted. Yeah, it was really fun. Unfortunately, we haven't done anything in a little bit. Kind of like I said, like Colson's been away for a little bit at school. I'm certain that we'll have a number of different things going on in the summer. Nothing really confirmed, ready to announce yet, but we're for sure at least going to be putting together I can definitely see us putting together another show at the Vinyl Den, trying to get back at the VAT in Red Deer as well. All this stuff will come out on our Facebook and Instagram whenever it's ready. And then there's some private festivals out in the country that we get invited to come play in the summer too, and those are always a blast as well. I think we can guarantee that we'll do a couple of those.
Yeah, generally more gigs in the summer.
Yeah, it's like summer really for us has been gig time, and then the winter we kind of like hibernate, write material. It's kind of what we're doing right now.
It does help when it's not minus 50 out.
Yes, yeah. It was so cold here they were closing the schools because it was just too cold. So
yeah, I was complaining about. I have a buddy that lives out there in Edmonton, and I was talking with him, and I was complaining about how it was like minus 10 here in Ontario, and he laughed. He's like, "Dude, I should drive up there and punch you." He's like, "You have no idea how cold it is right now." He's like, "It's minus 40." I was like, "Wait, what?" And then he's like, "It's like that's like summer paradise compared to here. Shut your mouth." I was like, "Fair enough, okay." You got me, dude.
Love
Preach.
I would love -10.
Yeah.
Even today felt nice compared to the other days.
Yeah, today was like a bit better.
I will say down here in Ontario, man, our weather has been so wonky. Like I think we haven't had a normal decent winter with like consistent snowfall, -20 weather in probably 5 to 10 years. And I don't even remember the last time we actually had a winter where we just get excuse my language, cluster fucked with weather. I don't even remember it.
Wow. Yeah, no, I feel like it always gets like really intense for us for like 2 or 3 months, at least. Although they're starting later, like November and December were really mild.
Yeah, cold snap January. That's me.
Well, guys, so obviously I know you guys were kind of hinting at re-recording old material and whatnot. Is there plans for a new intense reality record this year in 2024? And if so, like, can you let a couple cats out of the bag and tell us what can us fans actually expect from this up and coming record if it is indeed currently in the works?
What, you want to tell them about your idea?
Yeah, sure. So what we're doing is kind of similar to what Kiss did, where they would all write their own record and each kind of release it together with everyone playing on everyone's record. So we've got 4 EPs in the works here, with each of us writing 4 songs, just to get kind of, our unique individual styles of songwriting out. So Taylor has like a more metal leaning EP. Michael and I have some very, I don't know, I haven't heard yours yet, but mine is very late 90s, early 2000s pop punk. And then Colton has some hard rock coming your way with his 4 songs.
Yeah, mine's definitely punk, kind of pop punky for sure, I would say. Yeah. So
I
that's
really like what you guys are actually doing with this, man. Just the mindset that you guys have going into this album. As a fan of you guys, I got to take myself away from radio personality, just a fan for a minute. That makes me so freaking happy to hear. Just the fact that you guys are doing this with this album, man, because you are gonna have 4 different personalities, 4 different genres, 4 different vibes throughout an entire record. Honestly, boys, that's a gold idea, and I'm really super stoked as a fan just to get my hands on a copy of that. And for the love of God, man, drop some CDs because I need that on compact disc.
Oh yeah. Well, we have CDs of our last couple albums. They're in a box that's up in our in upstairs. I can definitely work on getting a couple of those mailed out to you, because if you'd appreciate it, I'd love to hook you up with the CDs, because yeah, I've always been like a big fan of the CD. Like if a band I love is getting something ready, I always try to get a CD. But this will be in the works for a while. It's going to be 16 new songs total, probably in 4 different groups of 4, right? In the meantime, probably by about June, you'll start to hear those like re-recorded versions of our old songs and one new one as well. And then kind of the idea is throughout 2024, we kind of work away at the 4 EPs, and then hopefully we're recording them this year and starting to get the stuff out at the later part of this year. Tough to say, right? Because it's a lot of work to make sure everybody's ready on all 16 songs, but that's definitely a goal that we have, right? We're definitely not slowing down on new material by any means. And some of my favorite songs that I've ever written will be on there.
Obviously, guys, aside from the summer festivals and everything you guys currently got going on that has yet to be announced, and of course this amazing album that you guys are cooking up, what is next for Intense Reality this year in 2024? Is there anything we happen to miss? Anything else you guys still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? We still got you here live on the radio station airwaves tonight.
Well, Colton, do you have anything you wanted to add?
Honestly, follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We're on everything. We have some stuff, as I said, coming down the pipeline here right away. So just keep following us, and you'll hear it firsthand.
Mm-hmm. We're definitely kind of in that, winter hibernation, writing, prepping kind of stuff right now. So it's going to be quiet for us for maybe another couple months. But pretty soon, we'll start to be popping out live and everything. Overall, I think just celebrating 15 years of the band this year, I think has been a pretty big focus for us. And so I'm really excited about our compilation album release, that kind of 15 years new group of songs. I think that'll be really cool. That'll kind of hopefully help tie people over while we work on the 4 EPs as well. What else? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll probably have a show, like a release show, whenever we do the 15 years album compilation thing and do like a greatest hits set list.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
And Vinyl Den would be optimal for that, probably.
Yeah, Vinyl Den has been awesome to us. We're really happy about them. And who knows, maybe we'll go back to Old Max. You never know.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta say, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for giving not only myself but the radio station airways a bit of your time. Obviously, it was such an honor speaking with you again, Mike, and meeting the rest of the band as well. Also, before we actually part ways, if you can, I do know Colton, you said follow you guys on social media, but if you can, for the individuals that might just be discovering Intense Reality, which I hope you're not just discovering them. I hope you've been a fan for a while, like myself. But where can we actually follow you guys across all social media platforms?
Yeah, so we're I think it's just Intense Reality on Facebook, Instagram. We're decently active on YouTube. Like our YouTube page, we try to put a lot of stuff on as well. Those would be the main places to follow us. And anything that we've ever wanted kind of out in the public is on our Bandcamp, although our major albums are on streaming services and everything as well. And we do have CDs that you can order and get mailed. It's a bit of a process, but if people want a CD, there's a way to order it directly through our band. If you're in Alberta, you can kind of just come get one from one of us. So that's basically where we're at. And just keep an eye out as the year progresses, and slowly but surely we'll be getting some new stuff out there right away here.
Again, guys, thank you so much for your time. It was an honor speaking with all four of you guys. Hope you have a wonderful night, and of course, a kick-ass weekend as well. Because tomorrow's Friday, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We can actually kick our feet back. So, guys, thank you so much again. Definitely try and stay warm out there in Alberta. I'll be praying for you guys, man. I don't know how you can deal with 40 minus 40 weather, but we here in Ontario, we're definitely thinking about you guys, and hopefully the sun comes out and warms things up for you guys, because that is freaking insane, that type of cold weather, man. So, but guys, thank you so much again. Definitely have yourselves a phenomenal night.
You too. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that you took the interest in doing this interview with us and everything. And you've had some awesome people on your show. So to be in the same alumni as members of Sum 41 and the Offspring, are you kidding me? That's incredible. Thank you so much for having us on. Really, really, really appreciate it. And I'm a huge fan of all the interviews you do and stuff. So likewise to you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Mike. Honestly, I still can't believe that I've interviewed those people myself. I always say, how the hell did I get those people? But hey, I'm not going to complain, man. I'm just going to ride the wave and see what other opportunities come my way as well.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. That's awesome. I love what you're doing so much.
But definitely, guys, have yourselves a phenomenal night, and we definitely shall talk again here soon.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you. We appreciate it.
It's cutting it. Man, it was cutting out at the end.